Hi there, thank you for joining me for this Thought for the Week. I remember reading a story by an old minister that he told about his wee granddaughter. In the town where he ministered, every day at 12 noon, a siren went off in the local factory. It was to let the workers know it was time for them to have a break or go home if they want. And when one time the wee lass visited her grandpa, whenever she heard it, it really scared her. And so grandpa suggested that whenever she heard that noise, that she should just stand up and say, "Go home and eat your lunch." Sure enough, grandpa's suggestion worked. And whenever she heard the siren, she began yelling, "Go home and eat your lunch." She didn't even think about it, and she was no longer scared. Well, one Sunday morning, Grandpa was preaching up a storm when something went wrong with the siren, which was normally silent on a Sunday. It went off. And the child took this as her cue. And she stood up and turned to the congregation and yelled, "Go home and get your lunch." I hope at Lowman Church on Sunday, nobody gets that idea into their head. It actually seems as if Jesus was surrounded continually by crowds. They pressed around him everywhere he went, and probably there were times when he wanted to shout at them, "Go home and get your lunch." People wanted to see him, they wanted to be near him, they wanted to touch him, and particularly those who had a need. And there were times when he just needed time out. He needed to get away by himself, and I'm sure we feel like that sometimes. It's what modern life does here. We all need time out. And Jesus needed time out to pray. It's amazing when you consider what we know about him, yet he needed time to pray. He knew what a powerful force prayer was. It's a pretty good resource for you and me as well, to help us in our daily battles. We should make room for it. We human creatures are so very strange. We will believe almost anything except what millions of people have based their lives on over the past 2,000 years, that God, who is indeed at the centre of the universe, is also there to hear our prayers. You know, for years, at huge cost, we've been sending messages out to the universe with the purpose of discovering whether there's anybody out there that is intelligent life. And there's actually not been one response, not one yet. You and I are in communication with the one who created this very universe. If Jesus needed time for prayer, how much more should you and I take time to open our lives and consider our priorities? Maybe just about now you might be tempted to say, like the wee lass in the story, "Ian, go home and get your lunch." I hope you won't forget, however, this simple thought for the week. Take time to pray. There is a resource there available for all of us. And let God help you determine the things that are most important in your life. Once again, thank you for listening to me. God bless you.